much for all we do for Swift Trip. It's awesome. And we just want to give glory to the Lord for He has been so good to us, He has been so faithful. And we say, may His name be praised forever. His presence is here with us, and everything we're doing today is backed up with wisdom and understanding. I am Honorable Richard Tinadi, founder and the CEO of Swift Trip. And today we'll be discussing the things people say about Swift Trip. And I have right here with me on the studio, or rather in the studio, ambassadors of Swift Trip, representatives of Swift Trip, persons who go out there and they speak about Swift Trip audaciously, men who have seen the vision where we're heading to, and with the reviews we'll be doing here today, is definitely going to impact in you who is also campaigning Swift Trip out there, because we know very well that if you're actually campaigning Swift Trip, you might be hearing comments from your friends, from families, from everyone around you. It could be positive, it could be negative, but you know, for those who are yet to be fully developed in the mind, negative comments kind of shakes them, you understand? So, but when you hear the way we handle these questions, then you will be able to relate better with the people out there. So, congratulations that you're part of this section today, talking about what people say about Swift Trip. And I have right on my right-hand side, Ambassador Jerry Odu, who is the Hub Admin of Swift Trip in Rivers State and the International Admin of
Chairman.
the Chairman of the Hub Admin Committee, worldwide. I come again with that. He is the Chairman of the Hub Admin Committee worldwide. So please, sir, greet the people.
A lovely morning to every one of you from wherever you're hooking up with us. We say you're going to have a very wonderful day with us today.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And just by his side is Apostle Bush. And please greet the house, sir. Greet the house. Thank you.
Greetings everyone out there. I am one of the ambassadors of Swift Trip, and by privilege of grace, I minister of the gospel. Thank you for having us here to, share with you.
Thank you so much, and we really appreciate your presence here today.
Thank you.
We have right on my left the International Admin of Swift Trip. Please greet the house, sir.
All right, good day, viewers. I am Favor Orinami Ayo, and it's another exciting day to connect with everyone this morning. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for all you do for Swift Trip, and we appreciate our
Thank you,
able
sir.
presence here today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's quickly look at this, as you can see on my screen. And these are posts. We just gave this post about May 12th, and we dropped it there for some of us who might have some comments about what people say to add to it, and then we can review it together. So you see that I would say participate to make it awesome by 10 a.m., which is right now, this is about 10 a.m. We will be reviewing a lot of these, and we have right here Ambassador Victor. This is the ambassador of Swift Trip in Ebonyi State, and he's the hub admin over there. So he is the king of his community. You can see it is a Dr. Chidi Victor Nna Ugu Eze Mbulibu Buruburu. That's powerful. Swift Trip ambassador. You see, the men we have in Swift Trip, they are not ordinary men. These are high class personality, and they say if you are seated in the seat of 6 billionaires, you are the 7th billionaire. So you can be part of this association, and you won't command value in your community, in your vicinity, in your jurisdiction. You understand? So welcome to greatness. And let's see what he's saying. He says, I am proudly and endlessly Swiftified. He says, some of my council chief, this is a king having the council of elders, chiefs around him. And some of them say this to him. They say, you shouldn't be canvassing for what is not 100% sure until it is launched. He said, and I told them, by the time it is launched, the opportunity has eluded you. You understand? And then, take note the way I'm reading it, I'm addressing it as if he's the one speaking. Here he said them, I'm using you. So I'm speaking as if I am him now. So he said here, one striking comment that I don't forget easily is one made by my friend who has refused to believe in SWIFTtrip. He said, Your Majesty, don't let this, your obsession, that's obsession of SWIFTtrip, drag your name to the mud. Remember, some of us have not recovered from the investment, some losses we made because you were involved. You know that because of some personalities, you can decide to join a business. Do you know that? And now, based on his kingship, many people joined him maybe in some things which he decided to use in helping his community. But some of those things failed. And now they are reminding him of the past failures to say, hey, okay, now look at how this person even referred to SWIFTtrip. That person has not gotten any clue about what SWIFTtrip is. And look at the name, how the person calls SWIFTtrip. He says, we made those investments because of you. He says, and you are talking about this sweet tip. Sweet tip. Do you understand it? So that's a person who has not even learned nothing, not even the name about SWIFTtrip, and they are simply making conclusion based on past experience. So he says, you are talking about sweet tip every time. I won't be involved. Why? Because of past experience. He says, and I told him, SWIFTtrip will help you recover all you have lost on the internet and more. And then let's review that first. First, I've gone through two comments here. Number one, the Council of Elders said, you are canvassing what you are not 100% sure. Stop saying it now. Reserve those statements until it is launched. This goes to Ambassador Jerry Odu. Canvassing something that is not 100% sure. What would you say about that, sir?
When we talk about things being sure, the only thing that is sure in this world is the Word of God. Every other thing we see are based on probability.
I hear you, sir.
And the truth remains that the people who dare to venture into those things that are not sure are the people we celebrate tomorrow
I hear you.
as heroes.
Interesting.
Because every other person was scared, just like a post I shared on my status. The frog was trying to jump from a very high mountain, and every other frog was saying, it can't make it, it can't make it, and the frog was still going, saying, it can't make it. So the frog that was climbing is deaf. The frog does not hear naturally. So when he saw other frogs saying, it's not possible, he thought they were hailing him.
Oh my God.
And eventually he landed. That is what is playing out here today. Most persons, of course you can attest to it, that saw you in 2021,
Yes, sir.
when you had no office,
Yes, sir.
when you had only handkerchief to wipe sweat and dust your shoe. Today, I believe their mindset has changed.
Yes, sir.
That's the message. That when you tell a vision, a dream to small-minded people, you kill the vision.
Exactly, sir.
Leave them and focus on those big fish. They will come, but they will come as people who are spectators to help us tell the story tomorrow. I was there when they started, and I don't want to be part of the group that will say I was there.
Yeah.
I always tell people, the greatest risk you will take in life is not to have taken one. So, if you are still doubting, if you are wanting to be sure, yes, we will make you to be sure, but with a lot of regrets tomorrow.
I hear you, sir.
So if you don't want that to happen to you, do what others are doing and do what others are not doing, because that is the only way we can correct the madness. Because if we keep doing what everybody does, Easton said that is insanity. And that is what has kept, for example, our culture in this light.
Yes, sir.
We are all afraid to toe the other part. Everybody wants to follow. That's where they have been doing it now. if they have been doing it that way, of what benefit has it been to us, the masses? And somebody has come to say, look, we want to change the narratives. And you're saying, are you sure it's going to work? Once you say, are you sure? Know that it has worked, because the other thing is, what about if it works?
Yes, sir.
So there's always this if conditionality. If you're a programmer, what if this will happen? What if not? It happens this way.
Yes, sir.
So don't always look at the negative vibes. Attract that positivity. And once you understand that, everything will start falling into place in your life.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Jerry. And that's a very good touch to that question. You're canvassing something you're not 100% sure. So that man or every other person who might have that mindset, please reframe it, because by the time you are so sure, the opportunity is gone. All right, so we look at the next, and this will go to the international admin, Ambassador Rinami Ayo. He says, one striking comment I won't easily forget. The man said to him, say, Your Majesty, don't let your obsession drag your name to the mud. Remember, some of us have not recovered from the investment, the losses we made because of you. So what kind of advice would you give to people out there who maybe in the past their name has been dragged to the mud? People with reputation, they try to help someone, but their name was dragged to the mud. Why? Based on their intention to help people. I believe you're catching this, right?
Yes,
now, what would be your advice to those persons when they are obsessed with a project like SWIFTtrip today, and someone comes to remind them of the past? What could you pass as an advice to?
All right, thank you very much, sir. And first of all, I want to commend Ambassador, in person of Dr. Nna, for not looking at the title he holds, but yet he decides to go out there and talk to people irrespective of whatever they will say. I want to commend that effort, and these are the kind of people we want. You know, people that are not ready to say, oh, do you know who I am? Do you know how? Do you know this? Do you know that? No. Let us leave that aside. Let us, because the kind of reputation you will have after this business has come to reality, you just can't comprehend. Okay? So for those, my advice to people like Ambassador Dr. Nna, right?
Yeah.
That has reputation. I just want to tell you to keep doing that thing that you're doing. Like Ambassador Jerry stated, that it's a risk not to take a risk, right? So if you are into that, like I want to use SWIFTtrip for instance, because I am so sure about SWIFTtrip, 100% sure about SWIFTtrip. So if you are 100% sure about your business, follow it. Be consistent in that pursuit. And if you are consistent in what you're doing by telling persons about this business, you will see that definitely you will be the one to laugh last. They will laugh last, and they themselves that have been doubting you, they will then see the reason why it is very important for you to be consistent in what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you, sir.
Orinami. And someone will be asking out there, what is SWIFTtrip? What's SWIFTtrip all about? And I would quickly want to ask that question to Ambassador Apostle Bonenbush. Well, how would you define SWIFTtrip to someone who's watching right now? Because someone who is going through this saying, you mean someone like a king of his community is picking up and so obsessed about SWIFTtrip. What is SWIFTtrip? Please, I want to know. And maybe we'll talk through how this, just reviewing what people are saying, but we might not touch what SWIFTtrip is. So let me quickly throw this question to Apostle Bonenbush.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
SWIFTtrip, like we always say, is a decentralized mobility, commerce, hospitality, and logistic business. all of these that I just said simply means that it's a transportation business that we are coming to do in a modernized way. The way that many are yet to, come to the knowledge of. Although it's something that is already in existence. There are companies that are already doing it. But the truth remains that there are some persons that till this time, they still not believe the possibility of a Nigerian doing it, or Nigerians, coming to do it. So, decentralized in the sense that it's a business, a platform built on the blockchain. That is why we say it's a Web 3.0 echo chain decentralized, system. Why? Because we are building this on the, Web 3.0 here is the latest era of internet. So what we are coming to build is, at this moment, we have 5 services. We are building all of this in one app. And what are these services? Number one, we have aviation. Aviation is everything that has to do with air transportation business.
Yeah.
Like, building and owning airports,
Yeah.
aircrafts. All of this we are coming to do. The second one is the e-taxi. E-taxi is road transportation business. We have the likes of Uber, Bolt. So that's why I said we are not the first to do this. There are companies doing it, but the only thing here is that one of the doubts that many out there are having is that a black man, a Nigerian, cannot build such. We have the third one, which is the e-commerce. E-commerce is an online space where you can buy, where you can shop, and we have the fourth one. We have the likes of Jumia, Temo, Alibaba Express. These are examples of, e-commerce businesses and platforms. Now we have the other one, the logistics. We have the likes of UPS, DHL, and FedEx, and many other companies out there. And we have the fifth one, the least, but not the last, the hospitality business. This is hotel businesses. We have examples of Chevron Hotels, Sheraton Hotel, Presidential Hotels, and so many other hotels out there. So this is what SWIFTtrip is all about. This is what SWIFTtrip is coming to do.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And that's a very powerful one. And with that, I think someone has just been well educated about what SWIFTtrip is. Understand that we're building this on the blockchain, a decentralized platform, and then the Web 3. When you make your research on all of this, you then understand so much more. All that has to revolve around the blockchain. When you say Web 3 decentralization, please do your research about those, okay? And then the 5 core services as mentioned to you by Apostle Bonenbush. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, sir.
It was quick and I think straight to the point. Now, let's go back to this review here. And so I think Ambassador Orinami has given us the advice. Keep talking about SWIFTtrip. And I think a very striking one you made mention of, you said, the reputation, whatever reputation you have today, the reputation that SWIFTtrip will bring to you, it's going to be, should I say, unprecedented. Unprecedented. Just ensure that you take hold of this opportunity to take your reputation to the next level through SWIFTtrip. Okay. Now we have Chico de Sylvester. Chico de Sylvester. Okay. Emeka Ed Kings, this is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Ebonyi as well. He says, greetings, able shareholders. The common questions I'm getting is how sure are you that it will launch? How sure are you that it will launch? This goes again to Apostle Bonenbush. How sure are you that SWIFTtrip will launch?
Thank you very much for this opportunity once again.
Yeah.
we are very sure. If we come here to tell you that we are not sure, that we are just walking or we are just building, just know that we had already failed.
I hear you, sir.
So, why are we saying we are sure? We are sure because we have seen the end of this process. That is how God sees. God sees the end from the beginning. The Bible made us to understand that before the earth that Jesus was, before Abraham, Jesus was. But the same Jesus that the Bible told us, the account of this Jesus was recorded in the New Testament of the Bible. But this same Jesus has been from the beginning. Are you seeing it? This is what, I think we can use to, mirror what we are building here. SWIFTtrip is not something, there is no probability, there is nothing like if we are sure that it will happen, or if you are not sure. It's just like the people that, the men that His Royal Highness, Dr. Nna, one of them, one of them was like, because of you, we did some businesses that failed. Coming up with this again, the truth is that our past should be our reference, and our present should be our residence. Anybody that keep on, living in the past has no right to live or to see the future.
I hear you, sir.
You can't be talking about future when you don't believe in the future. Because you can't enter a future that you did not see. Now, SWIFTtrip, we are very sure because from the structure of the SWIFTtrip and from what we have seen so far in the business of today, and as a business that is going to be built on the blockchain, it's a done deal. It's sure.
Thank you so much.
And just like our CEO keeps saying that whenever he's talking as if he's in the airport.
Yes.
In SWIFTtrip
He's speaking
airports.
from the...
Let me just lend my voice to that.
Yes, boss.
When somebody say, how sure are we that it's going to launch? It makes me laugh. Launching a business doesn't require rocket science. Even you that is asking that question, if you want to launch a business, once you register it, you can launch it.
Yeah.
So it is not launching that is a problem we have. If we launch it, will it go well like others, or will it go down the drain? Because so many people have launched similar businesses that didn't survive the test of time.
Sir.
And we don't want to go like them.
Yes, sir.
And because we don't want to go like them, we are correcting and putting in place what they never saw and what they never had on the ground. You know what it means to have a customer base of over 11,000 persons before the launch of your business? That's already massive success if you don't know. How much more 2.4 million persons? That's the population of a country.
Yes, sir.
And so if countries with less than 2 million are surviving, imagine we with a population of over 2 million. We are a country.
Yes, sir.
And it means that if only we in our country patronize our business, we will still be in business.
Definitely.
Guys, if you don't see what we are seeing, you had better have a rethink.
Thank you so much. That's awesome reviews from our ambassadors right here with me in the studios. And we have here Chikodi Sylvester Udoka. His questions, I love this, just about four questions on one chat. Now he said, good evening everyone. By the grace of God, I'm a shareholder of SWIFTtrip. Trying talking to my friends, but most of them are seriously in doubt. These are their questions. They want to see proof of payment of those that bought when it was 128 million. See, when he got down, okay, let's say that he was with it, when it got down to 2 million. Do you understand that?
I understand, but he's asking the reverse of what the question should have been.
Exactly. Please.
You
come
know,
on that, sir.
we didn't scale downward.
Exactly.
His question is like we're scaling downward. We are scaling upward. I bought into SWIFTtrip when there was no node.
Yes, sir.
So I should be an example for you. I bought into this business in 2021 when there were no nodes at all. They were all stake slot. And it started moving upward. So the one I bought in 2021 was for 200,000 back then. And before the stakes were yanked off, like my friend would say, it was 4 million naira, that one. So that should help you appreciate the fact that we have been moving upward. And when I chose to start marketing SWIFTtrip in 2024, that was after December event 2023, it was 25,500. Some persons who didn't believe me when I told them bought it at 80,000 before we eventually made it, harmonized the payment system where it became $180. So if a business that people weren't sure of, that they were told when it was 5,000 naira for a node, they didn't believe. It became 10,000, they didn't believe. The same group believed when it became 25,500. The same group believed when it became 30,000.
Yes,
The same group believed when it became 50. The same group begged us the last day of February, please just allow us make payment. Please, please. That's because of the Nigerian mentality. We like rush too much. I told somebody, for those who are of the Christian faith that wants to go to heaven, if you park a bus, whatever popular location, wherever you are listening to us for, if you're in Lagos, let's say the bus was parked at Oshodi, and you hear heaven one chance, would you enter? You will begin to doubt even your own faith. If it's in Port Harcourt, maybe it's parked at Turumukurushi, and he's saying heaven one chance, would you have that strong enough faith to say, wow, really? So it has happened like this? You will doubt, yet you keep saying you want to make heaven. That's the human mindset for you. So don't always allow the thought, because most times we live by the thought of others and not even our own fears.
Yes, sir.
What will people say? What about if it doesn't work? I have lost reputations in businesses in the past.
Yes, sir.
And that was part of the reason why I told CEO when he told me back then, I won't talk to anybody.
Yeah. Said
But after 2 good years, see me talking now as an ambassador of SWIFTtrip. The same people who didn't believe when I told them, when a lady saw my post and I don't come again, I said, madam, did I call you? Now you call my status, come check which I post, right?
Yeah.
You went to my Facebook page and commented, which one is this again? You posted it again. I told the woman, if you want a short business like you are saying, get that money, go to Rumokoro, it's a popular market in Rumokoro, get a train, buy vegetable and sit by the roadside and begin to sell it. That's the one you're seeing like you're claiming. But you pray, no motor runs off the road that day. Because we have seen people who came to do physical business they want to be sure of, and they didn't come back home alive.
That's true.
We have seen people who say, no, I want to be sure that I'm doing it. Both them and the items they were marketing all were lost. So don't always have that mental disposition of, what about if it doesn't? What about if it doesn't? Live above your fears. If you want to succeed in this space, live above your fears. Look at all of us who are going to write, who wrote JAM the other day. They believe that they want to go to the university.
Yeah.
And their belief is that when they come back, after 5, 4, 6 years, they will get a job. Whereas the ones that came after them, they never see a job. But you believe you're going to get it. That's faith for you. And it's going to work for you if you believe in it.
Yeah.
Sure. So quickly, this one that this man said, he said they want to see the proof of payment. What will you say about
I
that?
am the proof. I am the proof. The man who joined in 2021,
Is it proof?
when it was of no value, 200,000 naira.
Thank
I
you so
paid
much,
for the
boss.
stake.
I appreciate you. So you are seeing, you are not just seeing a proof of payment, proof of
Proof of
payment, you are seeing
The
a
one
living
speaking.
proof. Wow. We've told us severally that whatever we say in SWIFTtrip, it's traced back. For instance, you hear us say we are 11,000 plus shareholders. It is traced back. We didn't just appear, fell from up, and then we said 11,000. No. If you're hearing it today, you would see men, women who can stand to say, I joined when there was nothing. As you used to hear the CEO say 2021. You will never hear a person mention 2020. You will come to our group and you just see somebody who will appear and say, I've been here since 2021. What's happening in this group? I don't know what's happening. That's a confirmation. Whether that person was following up what's happening there or not, it's a confirmation that we have been here. Oh my God. Don't miss SWIFTtrip. If you know what is coming, grab it with all you've got. And then let's look at number 2 of this review. It says, why must it be 2.4 million subscribers? Yes, we've always attended to this, and any question that comes, we won't say we've attended to it before. Go watch that video. We'll attend to it again. Why 2.4 million subscribers. We can just touch this within the space of maybe 30 seconds. Apostle Bonenbush, help us on this.
All right. Like Ambassador Jerry rightly said, that a business that is starting up with 2.4 million people is a country on its own. So now, this is the secret, this is a mystery, that we are coming to do something that has already been in existence. There are companies that are doing all of this. Now, how are we going to stand, out? That's why we always talk about what makes SWIFTtrip stand out. Yeah. And we always mention these 3-letter words, PYC, which means pay your customer. So now, this is one of the secrets that we are bringing out that others don't have in their own businesses. So a business that is starting with 2.4 million people, nothing can alter it. It cannot crash. No force, whether spiritual, whether physical, can stop it.
Massive population.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. That means instant dominance at the launch of SWIFTtrip.
Yes, sir.
Instant dominance. That's something you shouldn't miss. I think I've always said this also, that it's not the aviation that's the opportunity here. It's not the e-taxi business. Neither is it the e-commerce, nor the decentralization of finance, or is it the hospitality. The opportunity is the 2.4 million people coming together to build greatness. If you miss that chance to collaborate with these energetic minds, do you know what it means to ransack the earth, and you brought together 2.4 million optimistic people?
Wow.
Don't miss that opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it together.
Yeah.
There are people you know that I don't know. Reach out to them and let's make it a global name. Number 3 of Mr. Chikode's review, he says, all the monies paid by subscribers, how are they sure that their monies are intact and in safe hands? Ambassador Oriname Ayo, this question, I send it to you.
All right. Thank you very much once again, sir.
Great.
And we keep saying that we are the development phase. And someone is asking, how are we sure that all the money we are paying is in safe hands? I don't know. Because it's very funny. Now, this is the person trying to know if he or she will get the money back. When, so, I don't know.
Okay, let's do this way. Maybe safe hands that with the business launch, am I sure that they will do what they say?
Okay, if the business launch, if the company will do what is, I think what I can say to that is give us the benefit of doubt. Once you give us the benefit of doubt, it is our responsibility to prove that your doubt wrong. Like we keep saying that we are not promising anybody return of capital. Maybe if the business did not go, what are we promising you? We are promising you profit. That is what we are promising you. We are not saying, oh, if this business did not launch, if this one, we will return the. If we said that, we are lying.
I hear you.
Because every money that comes to the company, we are in the development phase. Of course, we are trying to set 1 or 2 things. All right, we are trying to put 1 or 2 things in place. So if maybe it happens that the business did not work and then you want your refund, where do we get the money from?
All right.
Is it the money that has been invested in maybe the fiscal office, or maybe in the structural development of the app, the skeletal development of the app, or which one? So the only thing we are promising everyone here is for you to give us the benefit of doubt, and it is our duty to prove that doubt wrong. I think that's all I can say to that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
Do
very
any of
much,
us
sir.
have
Yeah.
a voice to put to that?
Let me just tell my good friend who is asking.
Okay, sir.
Well, I understand where you're coming from. It's nothing wrong to ask. But let me also clear your doubt. Our money, it's not just your money. My money is also involved. Our money is already working for us. So you get the product for your money when you come around us. When I joined, there was no website. It was not registered.
Yeah.
It was from the money we paid, we that came in as a pioneers, the foot soldiers, that we got this business duly registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. So if I'm asking where is the money, where did the money go into, I see that certificate as a proof of my money working already.
I hear you, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
then, at a point, we also called. The money at hand was not enough.
Mm.
We even lended money to the business. Some of us were called, say, can we get this? We'll pay back.
Yes, sir.
Because we want to move to this next stage. We want
Yeah.
our website to be operational.
Yes, sir.
And then I also contributed. I was refunded.
Mm.
They kept to their word. That look, give us this money. By this time we'll pay back with a small interest for you because
Yeah.
at least you believed in us. And I paid. So I'm talking from someone who is in the know.
Yes, sir.
So when you're asking our money, our money is already working and we got the website running. That was a proof that our money is safe,
Yeah.
working.
That's
And
true,
then
sir.
when we told people last year that we'll launch both in Nigeria and Liverpool, they, you never even
not
talk
possible.
Nigeria and Liverpool. You know where they register company for Liverpool? August last year, we were duly registered in the United Kingdom, Liverpool
sir.
precisely.
Yes,
That
sir.
is your money working again.
I hear you, sir.
So that money you're talking about, you can see how it is being judiciously spent.
Spent.
Not that we are throwing away money.
That's
So
it,
you
sir.
don't have cause to worry.
Thank you so
Yes, sir.
much. These are the ambassadors of SWIFTtrip. And we have right here, he says, number 4, what if we couldn't get 2.4 million subscribers? What happens? Apostle Bonnie Bush, what happens if we don't get 2.4 million people?
Okay, thank you very much. The first question, I would like to answer this question with question. What's the population of the world? That's number 1. Okay, where the business is originating from? What's the population of the country? Because this 2.4 million we are looking for here is just 1/10
Yeah.
of the population of one country out of the countries of the world. So where is what if we couldn't get this number? So it's very impossible.
I hear you, sir. So let's leave it at that. With that definition of the impossible to it. So it's a done deal already.
Yes,
Just be
sir.
part of it and let's move ahead. And then 4A, he says, do we have to wait till any year or time we get the 2.4 million subscribers? And he's asking this question to Ambassador Jerry. Do we have to wait till any year, till any time that we get 2.4 million people?
Thank you very much again for asking. I feel you. I know that down deep in you, you want us to launch today. Even me, I want it to launch today.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that if the food is not well prepared, you won't be able to eat it. We want to launch tomorrow and we'll start begging people, there's a mistake somewhere. We need to add this so that we can just... So what we're saying is that we have a milestone. We have a roadmap. And we're working with our roadmap. We're going to have hiccups on the road. But that is not to say we're a failure, no. Our ability to surmount those hiccups makes us different from every other brand. There are people who came up last year and said they copied our model. And they showed us, they've even had over 100,000 subscribers. That was not proven how they got 100,000. You can see how we are organically growing our system. So we started like an arithmetic progression.
Yes, sir.
But today we've entered geometric,
Yes, sir.
no longer arithmetic. And the same people who told us they have over 100,000, today they are no longer in existence. What does that tell you? They were just shunning out figures that were not real. That is what we will not do.
Yes, sir.
It's not because we cannot do it. But ask yourself, today, SWIFTtrip is gradually becoming a household name in your neighborhood if you're talking about SWIFTtrip,
That's
unless
true,
you are
sir.
not talking about it.
sir.
That's true.
The same thing is happening in Lagos, it's happening in Ebonyi State, it's happening in Edo State, it's happening in Abuja, it's happening in Kano, it's happening in Uyo. Now, if we have that kind of market already where we are known in these states I have mentioned, if you are the owner of a business with a known brand in all these states, you've already succeeded.
That's true.
So don't have cause to worry. Even if we choose to launch today, we are still going to succeed because we already have the market. People already know us. They will say, oh, true, so now then be this. That's what if I had known. So 2.4 million is a milestone. My friend will say it's sacrosanct, but then the CEO with his God-given wisdom know what to do at every point in time. As he's directed, so we shall follow.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Jeredu. That's an amazing one on that review. So we wait and we hit the milestone together. And now we have this question. He says, someone wants to know if they would be able to work in the company by the time we launch. Yes, you will be able. But the question is, why would you want to work when you are the owner of the business? But if you decide to work and you are qualified as the best pilot, then you can apply as the pilot. You fly our planes and all of that, okay? It's not just going to be by, I'm a shareholder of SWIFTtrip. I'm a shareholder, so I have to fly planes. You understand it? So everything in SWIFTtrip will go by qualification. You know one thing that I do say, if Nigeria uphold just this thing called excellence to 100%, everything, absolutely everything. In fact, we would have been rated by now as a developed nation. It's just because that excellence is not up. It's not just in one way or the other, maybe 10% of it. Anything can go. So in SWIFTtrip, if you want to work and you're a shareholder, you're qualified for that as top notch in that field. Thank you so much. And then someone told me this is Chimudimdu. Ehi Ihenjaba. If I pronounce the name like English?
Ihenjaba.
But Ihenjaba. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Someone told me that he will wait till the business launch before he will come to purchase his slot. And I laughed and I asked him if he would be able to afford $200,000. Most people don't really understand what they are missing actually. Friends don't miss SWIFTtrip share offer. Okay, so Chidimdu gave the answer.
Already.
Yeah, he threw the answer to us and he answered it. All right, so would anyone want to say anything to that? Asking this question, someone told me.
The person that said he wants to work, obviously there will be a lot of job opportunities.
Great.
People will be recruited to drive some of our drivers. But
Yes.
if you're a driver and we're bringing autonomous cars, then you can only wash the cars. You will not drive. You'll be the ones to wash those cars. So is that the kind of job you want? Why not be an owner of that system?
That's it, boss.
Why wait to wash cars?
Wow, thank you so much. All right. For those who wants to wait till the launch of SWIFTtrip, you then be ready to pay minimum of $200,000, which you might not be able to afford. So leave that time for the persons who didn't hear about SWIFTtrip until then. Do you get what I just said? Leave that time for the people who didn't hear about SWIFTtrip until then. Because no matter how wealthy you are today, you had SWIFTtrip at a very free 180 to own an airport, to own all of these things we've said. Many people who understand what we're talking about, when you finish presenting them, they will ask you, this 180, is it for, can I choose which part I want to earn from?
Yes, sir.
Have you encountered such?
Yeah.
They ask you, can I choose one part? We say, no, everything. They say, what? You mean it's 180? So, whichever level you are today, and you had the opportunity to own SWIFTtrip at 180, then you waited to pay $200,000, which you might miss it, because that will just be a brief offer, and it's gone. It will be so painful that you are taking that kind of money to buy what you had when it was nothing. So painful. So leave that time for the people who didn't hear about SWIFTtrip till then. Congratulations to those who take instant action to be part of SWIFTtrip. So quickly, other reviews, we can see we have something else here, but let's leave this for some other time. And this is quite bulky, about 36 comments over here. So we can't handle that today. We've just handled some, and it has taken us about an hour. So quickly, for those who have understood what SWIFTtrip is, I want to ask a quick question. Two questions I will ask. One will be, let's help the viewers to understand how you make money through SWIFTtrip when this business has launched. That would go to Ambassador Orinami. And again, how are you going to be making money now in this process as SWIFTtrip is under development and we're moving up to the milestone of 2.4 million? How do you make money? And that question will go to Ambassador Jerry. So first, the future. How do you earn in the future? To Ambassador Orinami Ayo. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much once again. And to the viewers, this is for everyone that wants to know how they earn in the future in SWIFTtrip. Okay, and really appreciate that. And knowing that, okay, we want to use, from the 5 services we are rendering, we want to just pick out one to do this, analysis. Okay, and we'll be going with the e-taxi, that's the e-hailing.
Yeah.
Okay, and we want to assume a transaction happened. We all know that transaction will be very flexible depending on the distance, the kilometer covered, right? But then we just want to stick to a particular amount. Let's assume a trip happened in Nigeria, and that trip cost what? 8,000 naira. 8,000 naira. First of all, I want to bring this to your knowledge that as a shareholder of SWIFTtrip, as a node holder of SWIFTtrip, once you pay your $180, what you are getting in exchange is your ownership percentage, which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. That is 0.0000125%. That's what you're getting in exchange. And from every transaction that happens, you're simply earning according to this, your ownership percentage worldwide. Amazing. Now, we are assuming a trip happened, and that trip cost 8,000 naira. You want to know how much you will earn if one trip happened? All you will just do is to multiply 8,000 naira by your ownership percentage. And if you do that, what you will get is 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo. And if you're in the United States, maybe you're familiar with the dollar, right? You simply will assume a transaction or a trip happened there in the United States, and that trip costs $10, right? Or if you want to know how much we earn from that single trip that took place, you multiply $10 by your ownership percentage, which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. And if you do that, what you will get is 0.0 in 6 places, 125 cents. Now, fast forward to where we would be in 5 years from now. The truth is, 5 years from now, when business has been or is in operation, and transactions are happening here and there, different countries, we want to sum all of the transactions that has taken place in the space of 5 years after the launch of this business. And we are looking at a worst case scenario of 5 years. That 50 trillion trip happened in 5 years after the launch of business. And we are always saying that the best scenario, the best case scenario for us to perform 50 trillion trip is what? In 3 years. Now, let's work with 5 years. 50 trillion trip happened globally 5 years after SWIFTtrip has launched business. Now, sorry for the break in transmission, and I was actually showing us the number of trips that took place 5 years or that happened in the space of 5 years. Now we are looking at 50 trillion trips, and we want to know how much you will benefit or you must have earned from this business if 50 trillion trip is performed globally. We are sticking to $8,000 or $10 respectively. Now remember we did for the $8 and the $10 and the 8,000 naira and the $10, and the 8,000 naira gave us 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo. So you simply multiply 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo multiply it by 50 trillion trips, and if you do that, what you will get is 5 billion naira for a worst case scenario. Then if you do that of $10 that gave us 0.0 in 6 places 125 cents, multiply by 50 trillion trips performed globally, what you will get is $6.25 million. So you can see how this business, just from one of the service you are rendering, has yielded for us $6.25 million in the space of 5 years and 5 billion naira. So this is not something you should miss out on. Thank you very much.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Ambassador Orinami, the international admin of SWIFTtrip worldwide. We really appreciate all you've done for us. And the next question, how do you earn? How do you make money? So much money in SWIFTtrip while we are awaiting the launch of SWIFTtrip, building onto the launch of SWIFTtrip. And this goes to Ambassador Jerry Odu. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you very much. We all know very well that patience, they say, is golden. But again, it is not just being patient, but what you do while you wait is what makes it a virtue.
Yes, sir.
The good thing is that SWIFTtrip has said, why we walk this roadmap, we've created a system that can give you residual income passively by you doing passive things as well. What are we saying? SWIFTtrip has said the money we would have spent on radio, jingles, TV adverts, print media, billboards that may not be as effective as a word of mouth marketing, let's divert it to giving to shareholders that are ready to talk about this opportunity to people. So when you gossip about SWIFTtrip to people, when you campaign about SWIFTtrip, when you evangelize SWIFTtrip, you're not doing it for free. SWIFTtrip is saying that we will reward you for that effort. I missed out on that reward point for good 2 years. When I saw that somebody had made so much money even before the launch of business, it ignited my passion. And I got talking. And today, for every one person you help buy into SWIFTtrip shares of $180, you earn $50 as your advertisement bonus. Why? Because you have spent time, and time is money. You have also spent perhaps time on calls. You've bought data, you've bought airtime, you even went visiting. So people will tell you, can you come and explain it to me in my house? So you're going to pay transportation.
Yes, sir.
And some of us even travel from one state to another to prospect, to talk to people about it. SWIFTtrip is saying that we'll cover all those costs with that advert bonus. At least $50 can cover all of those costs. If you choose to even go on air to talk about SWIFTtrip, like one of the news media I usually use in Port Harcourt, for 10 minutes you're going to talk about your business, you're paying 60,000 naira. At least with your $50, you can cover that cost when you talk about SWIFTtrip. And of course, it's in 4 generations. The person who told you when you're earning $50, the person is getting $15 in return. That's massive.
Yeah.
And the third on the line is going to get $10, and the fourth is $5. So for one single effort, 4 persons will get paid. So all the time you spend gathering at this newspaper stand, arguing about 2027 that is not even here yet, because that's the debate now. He has agreed he will become vice. He is not going to agree. And the man came back from Rome and said, I wasn't part of that. My agreement is agreement to end hunger in Nigeria. All right? So you that is debating all that, how much is going into your account?
Oh.
In most cases, we end up making enemies from these debates that are not profitable to us. Because you say something that I don't like, or something somebody don't like, he hates you for it. Please come and talk about SWIFTtrip. Let somebody hate you and you get paid.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ambassador Jerry Odu. Thank you, Apostle Bonenbush.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you to the international
Thank you
admin,
very much,
Ambassador Rinami. We appreciate everyone. And thank you to the viewers. And here we say, do not miss the SWIFTtrip Profit Share offer. So, quickly for those who wants to be part of this global innovation, subscribe now. You're paying $180. You will have the USDT wallet right on our website, www.seedinvest.SWIFTtripCampaign.com. Go over to the website, get the USDT wallet, make your payment of $180 today to become part of the owners of SWIFTtrip. And if you want to pay in Naira, also you would see the value. You would see a caption right on the website saying USD inflow. USD outflow is what the company will use in paying you your conversion of your $50 or whichever amount you are withdrawing out of the system based on your work flow with us. But if you want to pay in, you use the USD inflow. Just multiply what you see there by 180 and you will get the Naira value which you are to pay to SWIFTIFY Technologies Limited, FCNB 200-460-7389. That's the bank details. And then you send the proof of payment. Please take note, we don't share links. It's deliberately done. We want every person who is part of SWIFTtrip to rally around the company. With the links, people will just be distant, but we want that participation revolving around. So it's a deliberate act that there are no barcodes, there are no links. All of those innovations or technologies will be incorporated in the app which you'll be using for the business adverts by the time the business is launched. Hello, have you heard about SWIFTtrip? Download the app now. Book a ride, book hotels, book the flight. All of those, you just need the links. But now, all you need to do, you send a proof of payment to the person who told you about SWIFTtrip. That's called your sponsor, along with a name, phone number, and email. And that will be used for the registration of your node. We call it SWIFTtrip Node app. You go to the website, click on login, and the login details which that sponsor of yours sends to you, including your email, just put your email there, put your PIN, you'll be able to log into the app. It's simple. All you get it on the website. Remember, www.seedinvest.SWIFTtripCampaign.com. Click on login, then you get the shareholders app right on the dashboard there. You see how you can navigate. You can read through the app tutorials, withdrawal settings, everything you need to understand. Just make sure you read through your app. Even your memorandum of understanding, that's a very important document you should also go through. And again, read the disclaimer. Read what the company says we are not and what we are. Read it before you become part of SWIFTtrip, all right? Thank you so much, and we keep bouncing right to the top. And want to resound this to the world. Able shareholders of SWIFTtrip,
We bounce right to the top.
Thank you so much, and see you right at the top. Bye for now.
For now.